Hey guys, it's Deus Ex VFX, and I'm going to show you how to make clothes and attach it to your rig in Blender 3D. Alright, so here we have our sexually ambiguous model, and we're going to click Shift A, which would be the equivalent of clicking Add here, but I click Shift A, it's faster for me. And then I'm going to click Plane. I'm going to shrink that down. And then I'm going to hold Control while I rotate it because it actually gives it a more exact rotation. I'm going to let it go to -90. I'm going to go to Edit Mode. I'm going to Loop Cut. And what that does, it just cuts the geometry in half. Now, select that face, delete. And I'm going to click Tab, Exit Edit Mode. I'm going to line it up with the body. I'm going to go back into edit mode, click on edge selector, going to move that in. I'm going to move this down so it's a little bit underneath the armpit, like that. I'm going to click E, and then I'm going to click Y, so that extrudes on the Y axis. There. And E, and then X. There. I forgot to add the mirror modifier. Doesn't really, I don't have to add it now, but I just like to have it there just so I can, easier to visualize. And I'm going to go back to edit mode. I'm going to move this as close as I can to here. There. And so now I can just raise the merge. There. Now, I'm going to click on loop cut, and I'm going to create a face the width of the arm. There. Here, and now I'm gonna select that, and I'm gonna extrude all the way up into the elbow. That looks good. Now I'm gonna extrude up into the wrist. There we go, and I'm gonna rotate and click S, and I'm gonna shrink that. And I'm going to go up here to my transformation orientation, go to normal. It just moves in the direction that the face, vertex, or edge is facing toward. Just makes it easier for stuff like this. And yeah, there you go. Alright, so now I'm going to do this. I'm going to select these four. And I'm gonna click E and just do that. And then I'm gonna take these two. I'm gonna put them lower. There. And I'm gonna stop that from clipping that much. There we go. And then I'm gonna click this edge, that edge, and then click F, connects it. And then for this one, I'm gonna this one, this edge, and then this edge, F. Done. Alright, and I'm not going to worry about the clipping too much right now because that can be fixed at a later point. I'm going to actually take this and I'm going to move it right above the shoulder. Try to make it nice like that. Now I'm going to click on Polybuild and hold Control in the corner and then select. Now you can let go of Control and I'm going to move it up here so I can make a quad. I'm going to adjust the vertex, like so. There we go. Now, polybuild again, hold Control, click, let go of Control, move it up, and now I'm going to click Move. Just going to make sure, there, snaps. And I'm going to do the same thing from back. And now for the legs, this is already basically the width of the leg, so I don't have to do any loop cuts here. I can just extrude there, make sure that it's lined up with the knee. And now I'm going to extrude again. There we go. I'm going to click S on that edge that I was already selecting. I'm just going to try and make it about the same width of the ankle. A little bit bigger because we're going to be going around it. I'm going to do the same thing for the knee. There we go. And I'm going to go back to poly build and do that. Now I'm going to select this edge. Just going to make sure I only have edge select on. Okay, good. I'm going to click E. And now I already have that edge selected. I'm going to click this one, click F. I'm going to fix that later. Select that edge, this edge, this edge. Ignore, do I gotta pixelate that, man? No. Okay, fill. Now, select that, select that, select that, fill again. It should be merged in the middle there, automatically. Now I'm gonna tidy up the vertexes a bit, vertices. Why did I say vertexes? There we go. We have a very rough shape. And now I'm going to add the part that goes over the shoulder. I'm going to add loop guts to the sides of the shoulder. And there. And I'm not going to oh wait, I got to add a loop cut on the back. There. Now I can just go to edge, select, boom, F to fill. And now I'm going to apply the mirror modifier, and I'm probably going to add it again later, but I like to apply it now before I subdivide. But if you for some reason mess up, I'll show you what you can do. You just apply, and then you're like, oh wait, no, I want to mirror modifier it again, but you can't, you know, add it right now because then the geometry will be overlapping. So you go to edit mode, go to this view, make sure it's like perfect side view, and then the X-ray mode. And then select faces, and then you just go right in the middle, select one side, delete faces, turn off X-ray mode, leave edit mode, and then go back to mirror modifier, and then yeah, it just does that. Now time to subdivide. Yeah, that's looking bad. Alright, so I'm gonna subdivide it again. I'm going to apply it now because it's easier to do sculpt mode if there's more geometry to work with. Okay, good. Make sure that the armpit, it's like, or the armpit part of the shirt, you know, actually is reaching the armpit. It'll mess up the shrink wrap later if it's not. So just got to make sure that's looking good. Let me just smooth that out a bit. There we go. I'm gonna keep raising it up a bit. I'm gonna go to this mode. Yeah, this mode helps me see better. And I'm gonna smoothen out the sides a bit because it was a square, and so it's still kind of retaining that square shape, which we don't want. We kind of just want to smoothen out a bit, relax the geometry. It'll also make shrink wrapping later easier if the geometry is relaxed. If it's too much in the shape of a square, it'll like try hard to retain that square shape, and then it'll make some weird stuff when you actually do the shrink wrap. I'm going to smooth out right here. I know that's going to be an issue when I actually try to shrink wrap it. There, that looks pretty solid. I'm just gonna make sure that there's no geometry clipping or anything, because whenever that happens, that actually messes up the shrink wrap. Alright, we're good. I'm gonna leave edit mode. Oh wait, I was not in edit mode. I'm gonna leave sculpt mode. Go to modifiers. Shrink wrap. Select the geometry. I'm gonna go to project. And then click negative. What's going on there? Oh. So, yeah, my geometry just did not feel like listening. I'm just gonna keep doing that. Oh, you know what? Maybe. Yeah, oh my god, that's totally why. It was way too far away from the crotch. Make sure you line it up decently. Kind of looked like a loaded diaper. My favorite band. Oh, you know what? I think I see it. Right here. I think it's sticking out too much. Maybe if I go to skull mode, push it in. And yeah, there we go, that works. Offset it. Something like that. And then I'm gonna apply it. So now I'm gonna tweak that. I'm gonna smoothen that out. Yeah, so this looks scary. It's like, oh no, what happened here? But like, I just click and then fixes itself with the smoothing tool, by the way. Also, if unless you're making something skin tight and you want to be able to see the exact shape of the ass, I'm not, so I'm just gonna smooth that. Oh, I smooth it out, and now I'm just gonna pull it back out. There, and it's not showing crack as much. You can like subdivide again so that you have more geometry to work with, and then you can smooth it out more. But there, that'll work for me. It's not really showing the shape of the crack as much, which is good. Yeah, something funky's happening here. I'm just gonna click the smoothing brush. Boom, boom. All right, and now I'm just gonna check the armpit again. Yeah, that happened again. Just fine. Just pull it back out. Now I'm gonna save. Just that should be a thing you try to do as often as you can. You don't want it to crash randomly and then you know, cry for a bit. Been there. Done that. Now I'm gonna subdivide it again. And I'm actually going to apply it. Let me see how much. Okay, good. This is perfect. Perfect amount of geometry. And I'm just going to grab and pull it out again. There we go. Now, time to add cloth deformation. So I'm going to add another subdivision surface, but I'm going to keep it this time while I work on the cloth. I'm going to smooth this out first. There we go. And I'm going to Shift D to duplicate, just so we have like a fresh base, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be splitting it in half. I'm going to get rid of the legs, but I do want to keep a mesh that I can, you know, if I want pants later, I could just go back to this and, get rid of the top half and then I'll have pants. But remember to always at least keep one version with the top half and the bottom half, because you never know what you might want to use it for. So I'm going to hide that because I don't need it right now. And I'm going to go front view. I'm going to go to edit mode, X-ray. Make sure you have face select on. And I'm just going to get rid of the pants. There. Yeah, I'm not really going to care about that back part. Doesn't really matter for me. Just trying to show you what to do. So now go to sculpt mode. Here to cloth and the tools right here. I'm going to set persistent base. What I'm pretty sure persistent base does is it won't fuck up the shape of what you're, adding cloth deformation to as much, because cloth deformations can really mess up your shape if it's like too strong. So I think that just helps. I'm not really sure, but I use it anyways. And I like to lower my radius and my strength. Normally it's at like 0.5 and then the radius is at like 250 or something. I like to lower the radius and the strength. Strength down for me is like 0.16, just so it's not really messing it up. And I also like to, for force fall off, I like to go to a plane. I just like the way that looks. And I'm going to use pinch perpendicular first for the actual deformation. Oh, and get rid of mirror, because the mirror can actually, like, you can see how large the radius is. And so if you have a mirror modifier on, it's going to be mirroring the radius twice, and it's going to cause a lot of overlap, and it almost like cancels out the cloth deformation. And besides, it looks better when there's no mirror modifier anyways, because wrinkles are not symmetrical. So I'm just gonna kind of mess around a bit with it. I'm not really going for anything in specific. This is just to show you what you can do. I'm not like a whiz when it comes to knowing exactly how like cloth deforms, but most of the time you can just kind of wing it and it'll look right, because most people don't know how cloth should deform. Just kind of adding random amounts, just whatever. And then what I like to do is I like to once I'm done doing a bit, pull it off the mesh, because it will like coincide with your mesh. So you're gonna have to do this a couple times, but it's fine. And I could add a little bit more. Might switch it to like grab, just kind of like rough it up a bit. Actually, I liked how it looked better before. Yeah, something like that looks fine. I'm just gonna clean up, and then I'll show you how to attach to the rig. Mine's already rigged because I use Make Human, which it's like open source software to make 3D models. I'll have that in the description. It's like a video game character creator, except for 3D models, and like it's the best thing I've ever found. Like I use it every day. It saves like hours and hours of work. Okay, I'm just gonna fix that. And yeah, now I'm just gonna show you. If I click on this, I go to pose mode, like click on my rig and then go to pose mode. So when I click on a bone and I move it, nothing happens because it's not paired to my mesh yet, or my rig. But since this mesh, the body is already attached to the rig, I can click on this, the shirt, go to data transfer, make sure this is at the very top, source, click the mesh, vertex data, check, arrow down, click vertex groups, go to nearest face interpolated, that's the one that you want to use. Then go to topology mapping, Jesus, and then click 5, and then generate. And I didn't know about this until someone recently. This is game changing. And then you just apply, just get the armature. It's done. It's done and you don't even know. I'll show you. Pose mode. Boom. Boom. If you didn't know about that, I just blew your fucking mind. That's crazy. Also, I'll show you another little tip. Let me just make it clip. Okay. So I'm going to click on my mesh. It's just what I like to do because you might be like struggling with trying to make it so that it doesn't clip through like the body mesh. But just like a little workaround for that, you can just go to edit mode, X-ray, click faces, and I'm gonna click W, and you'll see what I'm doing in the top left right here. I click W, and yeah, this one. So now I'm just going to create a shape around where the body is with the shirt, like that, and like that. There we go. Now right click, I'm gonna click separate by selection, and turn off X-ray. Now I'm gonna click on what I just separated and hide it. And there we go. Now it's not intersecting anymore. So now this is paired up with the mesh, but it won't intersect. So yeah, that is how you make clothes in 3D, or that's how I like to do it. There's like a bunch of different ways I've seen where people I've seen people do like stitching or something where it's like empty on the side here, and then they connect one side to one side and then like stitches together. That's fine. I don't know. I just prefer this way. It might seem like a little bit more tweaking, but I don't know. It works for me, and I just like it. If you want to see me make another video on how to do more intricate designs for the clothing, like, you know, stitching or seams and stuff like that, let me know, because I've made a bunch of, like, I've made so many clothes before in the past where, like, I try to go for photorealism. I try to get all the stitching, the seams to look proper and all that. And so if you want to know how to do that, like, you know, my little shortcuts, tips and tricks, let me know. Also, follow me on Instagram. I post all my shit there. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. My last video, I said I was going to make another Doc Ock tutorial on how to do the claws. But then Polyfjord came out with the video that got 26 million views. And I just didn't see the reason why I should anymore. Because everything you needed to know was in that. I still can't believe you got 26 fucking million views. Holy shit. On a Blender tutorial. Like, that's huge. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to make that part 2. Besides, like, whatever I would have made, it wouldn't have been as good as his. So there's no point. There's other stuff I'm good at, though, so I didn't have to, you know, I don't care that I didn't have to make that part 2, because there's like a million things you can make in Blender. If anything, he saved me a video to make. So, bye.